for joining us for another Becoming DTM. And today joined by Ejura. I'm sure she's going to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself and which country she's hailing from. So Ejura, please just tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Very happy to. Thank you so much, Leya, for this opportunity. My name is Ejura Okpanachi. I'm a DTM. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster, and I'm from Nigeria. And I reside in the serene city of Abuja, where we have District 130 and Division C and Division J. And I belong to both divisions, actually. I belong to two clubs I belong to one club in each division. And so I've been a Toastmaster since 2017. That's going to 8 years now. And it's been an interesting journey. I have learned so much. Toastmasters has helped me in ways I cannot even begin to imagine. And I attained my DTM status this last year. I'm getting confused now. I attained my DTM state. No, I'm sorry. This current year, 2024, 2025. Yes. I attained my DTM status this year. And it was just exhilarating. I finished my parts. In fact, I was just taking speeches and taking up roles and just enjoying the process until my now division director, distinguished Toastmaster Olu Joseph, called me and said, "Look, what are you doing? By now, you should have come a long way. You should have achieved this DTM status by now." But because I wasn't really, I didn't pay attention to what it took to become a DTM. I just kept, I just told myself, this is too difficult. It was just an obstacle before me. And I didn't realize that I had done a lot of things to have actually achieved the status. I had served as area director the year before. So I felt, okay, I'm actually quite eligible. And the process actually started just as I was finishing my tenure as area director. Yes, I remember now. We had a conversation and he said, "Look, you are finishing your tenure as area director. I really think you should put all of your experience together and submit your details to Toastmasters, and they give you a distinguished Toastmaster award." So it started. So I thought to myself, when it came down to the hurdle of the DTM project, I was thinking another project, because, in our parts, you have level 5, the high impact, the high performance HPL, the high performance leadership. And that gave me a headache on both occasions. And I thought to myself, another project. So what do I do this time? And I suddenly remembered the DTMs before me, the things they did to actually achieve what they did for their DTM project. One of them was something as simple. Well, it's not really simple, but something as, I'll say simple, but then it wasn't easy. Simple as hosting a webinar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hosting a webinar isn't the most, it seems easy. You get your topics, you get your speakers, and voila, you have your webinars. But there's so much to plan behind the scenes. You have to talk about the content. You have to talk about the length of the program. Connecting YouTube and LinkedIn, all those pages, all those social media pages together to ensure that we have a very wide reach. And of course, the important aspect of marketing. You have to market your program, design your flyer. And you see, the thing about the DTM projects is it's not just something you do just because you want to. Well, that's how I took it anyways. I didn't just want to do it because I wanted to just tick off my Distinguished Toastmasters program. You are meant to impact your society. So this is about a combination of everything you have learned in Toastmasters, everything you have learned in the 2 parts that you have just completed, and everything you have learned in your leadership positions and your service. So you bring everything together and create your own project, something that is close to your heart, something that will impact your community and your society around you. So in my own time, I thought to myself, I need to create more awareness of Toastmasters, because for as huge as Toastmasters is, and as huge, okay. So I was saying that as much as big as Toastmasters is in Abuja, I mean, we have about 20 clubs or more than 20 clubs in the northern region, especially in Abuja itself. So I couldn't understand why there wasn't it wasn't well known as it should have been. So I thought to myself, so for the next 4 weeks, I had planned that I would meet up with total strangers um, every week, every Saturday for 4 weeks to tell them the different benefits of Toastmasters International, what public speaking is all about, the different areas that how you can actually gain income from the skills, what public speaking is. There are many skills you can learn while you as a Toastmaster, because apart from the public speaking skills, we all know that to plan a meeting, we have to learn digital skills. We have to learn how to market our clubs. Then, of course, design flyers and stuff like that. So these are little skills that we pick up along the way. When we think of humorous humorous speech contest or or the various speech contests, one can actually gain the skills of writing. When you're writing your speeches, you can actually create stories. And from there, you can actually learn how to write fictional stories. Then in our different projects, we have the projects of one of the electives is moderating a panel discussion. These are skills, interview skills. These are skills you pick up as a Toastmaster. So apart from the public speaking aspects, you can pick up on any of the skills. You might just find yourself connecting with some of the skills, and then you can actually make money from it. So I decided that, okay, I'm going to, for 4 weeks, for a whole month, every Saturday, I'm going to talk about a different aspect of Toastmasters. I'll talk about the benefits of joining Toastmasters in the first week. In the following week, I'll talk about the many skills that one can learn. And then the final week, I'll talk about how to utilize those skills and turn them into income avenues. And then the final week, I believe I talked about how to get all of leadership. Yes, I talked about leadership and the importance of grooming leaders for Africa, for Nigeria, for Africa. So that was the plan. And I decided it was a lot of planning going into it. I got my guidance committee, I got my team members. I think in total, we're about 5 of us together. And I got someone to help out with digital marketing, marketing the flyers. We had to create a WhatsApp group for people that showed interest. We had to be also very deliberate about the people that we wanted to come into these programs and people that are willing to pay the price, because one thing I've noticed is when things are free, people take things for granted. People don't really appreciate them and they take it for granted. So if you want this bad enough, you have to understand that Toastmasters, if you're going to join an organization like Toastmasters, you have to be able to afford the biannual membership dues and stuff like that. So that was it. That was my DTM project. Along the way, I also, learned from my other people, from other Toastmasters that became DTMs as well. One of them, Distinguished Toastmaster Blessing, her project was really inspiring. She wanted to supply books to a community school in her area. She discovered that they did not have, their library wasn't exactly didn't have a lot of books, and the books they had was actually outdated. So what she did was she got us as a community involved in her project, and she asked us to contribute books, books that we have, if we can get our old books, not too old, but at the same time, something that the students can use. She also asked that if you want to contribute, if you want to donate in cash as well, we can buy the books that are needed, the recommended books, and she was able to do that over a period of, I think, about a month or so, if I'm not mistaken. There was a drive on social media, there was a drive on WhatsApp. So there was enough time for us to gather everything together. And then she had delivered her first speech, and then she delivered her second speech. And then when she was presenting the books, she had to go to the school to present the books. She went with a few Toastmasters. They took pictures. The students were elated. Everybody was so happy about, the fact that this lady had brought books for them and stocked up their libraries. They were truly grateful. So she had impacted her society, impacted her community, her little community around her. So that's the beauty of the Distinguished Toastmasters program. It's not just about it's about actually impacting your community. We're not just leaders to be leaders amongst ourselves, but we are supposed to gain all of the skills necessary and go out there into the world and impact our communities and societies. Another beloved DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Faith, had a webinar. I think it was a 2-day webinar. I don't remember the topic now, but it was so interesting. She brought in insightful, knowledgeable, competent guest speakers. It was huge. It was so exciting. We got, 2 days of really enriching information. It was fun. It was really good. So that has been my experience so far of the Distinguished Toastmasters program and the
Wow.
projects involved, not just mine, but also watching others do theirs.
Wow. Yeah. I've even asked the question I tend to ask all my guests is if there are additional projects that they know of that we could learn from, but you went right ahead and shared those with us. So I really appreciated that because the more kind of projects we know that are out there, the better. But the one aspect I really liked that you brought in is just the impact to the society that our projects can actually have. That's something that we can actually think about, like what you're saying, bring everything we have learned about Toastmasters and then seeing how we can impact our communities, our societies at large. I love that. I think today's with your recording, it's the second time I'm hearing about people having books and giving them to others as a DTM project. Someone actually started a book club where they were trying to help people to say, let's come together and maybe even learn skills of writing a book or something. So I'm like, wow, so many interesting things people
Yeah.
think about that we can do. So with your
Yeah.
own project, did you face challenges or what were some of your key learning points?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. We faced challenges. The first weekend, it was about the numbers. The first weekend, the turnout was so disappointing. I thought so. I wanted to call the whole thing off. I think we were expecting, because people that joined the WhatsApp group, because you know how you put it on a platform and then you say, if you want to be part of this, click this link to join our WhatsApp group. We had over 200 people join the WhatsApp group. So I got really excited and I thought, my goodness, this is going to be huge. This is going to be awesome. In fact, maybe I should have charged them a little bit so that we can raise funds for some clubs that were struggling for my club. But the first day, only about 10 people showed up. 10, the first week, only 10 people showed up. So that was, that was disappointing. And just a far cry from what I had expected. And then there were issues of the venue. We had booked the venue ahead of time, but unknown to us, I think they had double booked the venue, again for at the same time for another group. So we had to do some serious negotiation. And luckily for me, we had more numbers. People were coming in for my own program, and we had more numbers, so we just had to take the venue and use it. And then one final disappointment was when one of the speakers, whom I was really counting on to be there, couldn't make it. So I had to step in, and it turned out to be actually a really good session. It was not planned, but I was able to step in and say everything that needed to be said. And it was a testament to how much I had learned and grown as a speaker, because I wasn't prepared to speak that day. I was just relaxed and hoping for our speaker to come and facilitate. But then when I realized I had to do this, I ended up doing a better job than I had imagined, and it was seamless. It was actually it was a good session. It was a really good session. So those were the little things that that affected. Those were the little challenges that came along. But because I've been a Toastmaster for a while, you know how it is planning a meeting or planning an area contest or a club contest, those disappointments that come often, I think I kind of got used to it. So I was able to overcome those challenges. Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. Very interesting. Yeah, no, definitely giving me ideas, and I'm hopefully other people watching this that are also getting some ideas of what they can do. Love the idea of the webinars. I love
Yeah.
reading. Love the idea of incorporating that into something. So yeah, basically using some of your passions to then impact our
Yes.
communities at large. It sounds like a great
Exactly.
idea.
I think that's the key thing there, your passion. That's the key thing, your passion. You have to, you like, let me tell you something, Leah. Let me tell you, it's not a secret per se, but I haven't told many people. I actually just conducted my second DTM project on Friday. I'm
Yay.
going for my second DTM award, and I just finished my project on Friday. My project was, I'm a member, my secondary school alumni. So I took a bunch of us and we had created this curriculum where we would go to schools and talk to the girls. So we'll talk to everybody, but because this last few weeks has been about the International Women's Day, we thought that we'll speak to a few girls and the women also in the schools, the teachers, the admin staff. So we sent them letters asking them that we would like to come and give presentations on three topics. One was becoming a likable person. Two, which was my own segment, was vision, creating a vision and learning how to set goals and achieving those goals from the vision. And then the final one was mindsets. So we had three facilitators, me and myself and two other members. Then this is a non-Toastmasters project, basically, but this is my DTM project. So we went to the school on Friday. We gave the talk. The students were they were fairly receptive. How we knew it was a good one was the question and answer session. They were asking so many questions. We were meant to be there for only about an hour and a half, but we ended up spending close to 3 hours, maybe about 2.5 hours, because they came after we had taken pictures. We had said our goodbyes to the vice principal and the principal, and we're saying our goodbyes. Then a bunch of girls came to us and they kept asking us questions. And the questions that we're asking gave us an inkling to what they really needed. So now we're talking of creating, slides and curriculum on how to build confidence, on how to study to pass your exams. So now we are able to get another set of needs assessments from them. So that will now, I think it's going to be a recurring thing where we'll keep going to the schools perhaps every month to just empower these girls and impact their lives. So I just thought to share that with you. It's a DTM
Oh,
project I just completed last week. Yes.
oh, wow. Sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Oh my gosh. And I know people always wonder if we Toastmasters get paid, but it just shows.
We don't get paid. We did it for the love. I mean, we had to spend money taking refreshments to the school, to the girls and the teachers. We had to go and let them know that we come with good tidings. We're coming with impacts, but also have something for your stomach as well, light refreshments. So we're the ones
Yeah,
spending our money. We're not being paid. It's for the love.
yeah. Yeah, true, very true. No, thank you so much for sharing with us about your journey in being a DTM, and obviously as you continue pursuing your next DTM. Good luck in that. Looking forward to seeing you being celebrated with your second
Thank you so
DTM.
much. Thank you.
Say
Thank
thank
you.
you.